Hey guys, Gavin Gear here from UltimateReloader.com. I just got back from the 2020 SHOT Show. As you can see, I'm not even done unpacking, and let me tell you, it was a non-stop week of awesome. I got a lot of really cool content coming up. I met a lot of really cool people, got to shoot some really cool guns. In this video, I'm going to give you a high-level overview of the experiences and some of the content coming up, and you're going to want to make sure that you're subscribed because I'm going to be publishing a bunch of stories ranging from product overviews, meeting people, in-depth technical discussions, total good stuff. So the week really started with the range day. I drove to the industry range day with the Accurate Shooter team and Kenny from Eagle Eye Shooting. We had a blast. The goal: meet cool people, get introduced to new products, and hit some targets at ranges almost to 1,000 yards. It was really cool. And our first stop was the Savage booth, where I got to try the new Elite Precision rifle in 6.5 Creedmoor that's built on an MDT chassis. This is the first time I've shot a Savage rifle in an MDT chassis, and it shot really good. I think we were at about 975 yards, no problem connecting with the steel. Then it was time to try the 110 Ultralight. The 110 Ultralight is a 5.8 pound rifle that has a proof research barrel, all lightweight components, and again, in 6.5 Creedmoor, I had no problems getting on target at extreme ranges. What's really interesting about this rifle is its price point. A 5.8 pound precision rifle at around $1,550 or something like that, MSRP, so you can expect street prices to be even better than that. Could be a really great option if you want a lightweight hunter in a cartridge like 6.5 Creedmoor. What else did we do? 475 Bishop Short Magnum. This was interesting because this cartridge claims to be the most powerful cartridge for the AR-10 platform. I'm gonna have to do some double checking and check those energy numbers. I shot a bolt action version of this rifle, and let me tell you, this has like 5,500-ish foot-pounds of energy. This is a heavy hitting cartridge. I like to shoot these cartridges that have a big boom. Interesting platform, interesting cartridge. The rifle I shot with had an absolutely beautiful Stockies wood stock on it. Really, really interesting stuff. Right behind that area, I got to meet John from ASA, Advanced Shooting Analytics. What's really interesting about their company is they're kind of a startup that's working on a really innovative chassis platform that claims to be temperature insensitive. That's right, you got a stainless steel action, you got it in an aluminum chassis. Typically, there can be some issues with the thermal incompatibility, different coefficients of thermal expansion. They've got this really interesting platform with a stainless steel. It's made out of the same stainless steel as most rifle actions are made of. Chassis, core frame, and then there's aluminum extensions to that with thermal contraction and expansion joints. Got to sit down with John a little bit later in the show and talk to him about the company and hear his aeronautical space engineering kind of rocket scientist background. Really interesting guy. Potentially gonna take a look more in depth at some of that technology. Also got to shoot polymer cased ammo for the first time at the Sierra booth. These cases were made by True Velocity. The majority of this shell casing is made out of plastic, essentially. And I was sitting there shooting .308 Winchester at range, thinking to myself, now this is interesting. I'm used to shooting brass or steel or aluminum, depending on the firearm. Plastic is a totally different dynamic, and according to the True Velocity team, they can actually get the same velocities with about 20% less powder charge because of the efficient design of these shell casings and optimal internal ballistics. I think this whole polymer cased ammunition thing is really interesting, and I'm hoping to do more with that. Another thing I really love about going to the SHOT Show is to be able to rub shoulders with, meet, and hang out with other content creators. So this year I got to meet Chad in person from Iraqi Veteran 8888. I've been corresponding with him for a while, and a super cool guy that loads obscure military cartridges and has a bunch of other really interesting things that he does with Eric. on Iraqi Veteran 8888. Later ran into him at the Lyman and Mark 7 booth. We were both doing some filming. Again, super cool guy. Got to meet Greg from Hickok 45. He has almost 5 million subscribers, but what a down-to-earth, cool guy. And huge guy, huge following, huge guy. I was literally looking up to him. Let's see, I had lunch with the Pew Pew Tactical team, super down-to-earth folks, love shooting. They have a super popular website that I'm sure that you're familiar with. Hung out with Kenny from Eagle Eye Shooting. What I like about Kenny is he also builds rifles on his lathe, and he's super passionate about precision rifle projects, about experimenting with different types of cartridges and ballistics. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, you definitely should do so. And again, Logan from West Desert Shooter, I hung out with him for the first time last year. Again, we were able to hang out. We visited the Uintah Precision booth and did an interview with those folks. And hey, Logan, I'm looking forward to shooting with you one of these days. Either I'm going to come your way or you're going to come my way here to the Ultimate Reloader Ranch. We've got to do it. If you guys aren't subscribed to West Desert Shooter, do so. And I got to meet some new folks as well, like Pete from Impact Shooting down there in South Africa. I'm kind of thinking about maybe doing some collabs with him. He does PRS style shooting and some hunting, really cool stuff. Great to meet people from around the world. Also ran into Max from Slav Guns. He's a follower of this channel, and we had an interesting talk about the industry and different things that are going on, precision rifle stuff, you name it. And then there were the interviews. I absolutely love to get to know some of the most influential people in the industry, people behind these big products and companies, and then also people that are starting up with new stuff. This year I got to sit down with Jason Hornady. That was really an honor. Last year I interviewed his dad, Steve, who was the second person to run the company, who's Joyce Hornady, Steve Hornady, and now Jason is taking over a lot more of the responsibilities at Hornady, and super cool guy. He shared his passion for winning the King of 2 Mile this year. Best of luck, Hornady team. I got to share some results that I've had with 6.5 PRC and 300 PRC, two of my new favorite cartridges. So look for that interview. It wasn't easy to track down Steve Dillon, but I got on camera with him and had a great time talking about Dillon as a company, Mike Dillon, how it got started, machine guns, strapping machine guns to airplanes, the evolution of the reloading press lineup, all of the blue presses and stuff like that. Really, really interesting stuff. I talked with Frankfurt Arsenal. I sat down with Emil Praslik to talk about ELR, something that I want to explore and experience this year. Last year we talked about wind. He was on one of the teams that won King of 2 Mile, really accomplished with wind reading. This time we talked about ELR. The next morning I sat down with Brian Litz from Applied Ballistics. We talked about the last 10 years of ballistics tools and the evolution of all of the data and how the public has adopted long-range shooting as more of a mainstream hobby within and practice and competition within the shooting sports world, and then looked forward at what are the next 10 years going to look like. I talked with the MEC team. We talked about the company. We talked about the metallic reloading products and some of the stuff that you're going to see on the channel this year. I got the latest product updates from Steve Lemonov over at ATN. Interesting electro-optic stuff happening there. New products from RCBS. Again, talked with Will over there. He's the product line manager. And there's the Rebel, which is a new press. And we've got some other things that we talked about as well. Lyman and Mark 7. Lyman has their Pro dies that are coming out. They've got a new bore scope. They've got a sight tool that's really sexy looking. Great stuff from the Lyman team. And I will be featuring those products on the channel, so that's something to look forward to. And then we talked about Mark 7. Oh my word, Mark 7 is just absolutely killing it. Titan and Titan XL, two new evolutions of that lineup of high-tech reloading equipment. Now you can load cartridges like 338 Lapua on Mark 7 equipment. And there's also a tandem loading solution where since the Evolution and Revolution have been built on a 10-station platform, you can actually use 5 stations on one side and 5 stations on the other side to every cycling of the press. 2 shell casings go in, 2 completed cartridges go out. That is absolutely insane. Doubling the throughput of the machine and getting more efficiency and more value from those investments that you would make in that reloading equipment. Also ran into quite a few people at the show, boutique ammunition manufacturers, specialty ammunition manufacturers that are using Mark 7 equipment or wanting to adopt Mark 7 equipment to start selling their own ammunition. Opens up all sorts of interesting new doors. Also talked with the Double Alpha team. I recently showed Primer Pro. I'm going to be showing Mr. Bullet Feeder, magnetic powder check system, all sorts of cool stuff there as well. It was also awesome to hang out with friends in sort of the gunsmithing world. Gordy Gritters was there all week with me, and we made quite a few appearances at different booths, looking at different barrel systems, rifle actions, and so on and so forth. I got to meet Fred Zeglin from 4D Reamer Rentals. If you're a gunsmith and you don't want to buy reamers, that's a great option, is to rent them from him. He'll send them to you, use them, send them back. It's a real cost-effective way to go and a great way to get specialty reamers in your shop. So it was absolutely a crazy week, non-stop every day. Lots of fun, really interesting to see new products. Got to talk with the JGS Precision team, Dave Kiff, again, from Pacific Tool and Gauge, Dave Manson from Dave Manson Precision Reamers. Just a lot of the people that I really respect and that I've been working with on some of these cool projects like rifle builds and some of the other content. So, lots to see. Make sure you subscribe with notifications because the SHOT Show content is going to be rolling out over the next few weeks, and then I have a lot of other related content that's going to be following that. What did you think was cool about the SHOT Show this year? Please drop a comment. I would love to know. Lots of cool stuff coming up. Till next time, happy shooting and happy reloading.